Some bad revenue news. Is there anything that's been done in Montpelier that you think has either exacerbated the situation we're in or helped alleviate it and make it not as bad as it would have been otherwise?
The former. The tax increases that the legislature approved last year, I think, were a serious mistake and are going to work to our detriment in terms of revenue performance. The legislature raised $26 million, at least theoretically, in new taxes last year, and yet income taxes continued to plummet from 07 to, sorry, from 08 to 09, they were down nearly $100 million in 1 year. This year, income tax receipts are down around $69 million year to date from where they were last year. I think other states have learned that it's illusory to increase the income tax and expect you're going to get more money because people are leaving. There was an editorial in the New York Times, or Wall Street Journal, that talked about the state of Maryland and its huge increase in the personal income tax and how 1/8 of their millionaires are no longer income taxpayers in Maryland. And I think we're going to see people of means make that choice in Vermont.
So some states must be really riding high then.
Well, yeah, this is interesting that I'll bet states that lower their income taxes might fare better.
Are there any other bills?
Just to expand a little on Peter's question, the estate tax change, I think, was a serious mistake as well. You heard some testimony before the Senate Economic Development Committee earlier this year where it was pointed out that at the maximum level, or just shy of the maximum level for the federal estate tax exclusion, the extra hit on the state would be about $230,000. And if you have a choice, as many of these folks do, if you have a home in Vermont and one in some other warmer climate, and you spend 6 months in a day here, you could probably spend 6 months minus a day here and save $250,000 for your heirs. And I think people are figuring that out. In fact, an accountant appeared before Senator Luzzi's committee and said, that's what we're advising our clients. Why wouldn't we? We have an ethical obligation to ensure their best interests from a financial standpoint, and so my colleagues and I, he said, are recommending that they consider changing their residency. And I think I told you before that last December I attended a gathering of tax professionals up in Detriment County where they had an hour-long seminar on how to change your residency. And that's what people are doing. Now, there are some legislators here who are in denial, but Vermonters are making those choices. And I had a prominent business leader in our state visit me recently, sit at this table, and tell me what he's doing in the state. And he pays a lot of taxes. And at some point in the near future, he may decide to talk to all of you, but I'll let him do it on his terms. People are making these choices, and I think the tax increases that were enacted last year were a serious mistake, and I hear some talk that maybe we should raise some more. Well, it doesn't work.
It's interesting you say that states that lower their income taxes might do better, because in fact they did lower the income taxes last year.
No, they didn't. Of course, they reduced the marginal rates, but the net effect was an increase because they lowered the rates, but they increased the capital gains component more. And so on balance, it was about a $16 million increase in the income tax, plus about $10 million from the estate tax.
Do you know in an election year that it's dangerous to embrace a tax cut for the rich, right? Isn't that problematic?
I think it's going to be more problematic if we don't make those changes. We've got a shortfall now that we're looking at in order of magnitude of $150 million, and it could well get worse if revenues continue to underperform. This federal money, however much it is from the Recovery Act or a Medicaid increase, is not going to be there forever. I think even folks in the federal government realize that there's a limit to how many trillions we can borrow and send a bill for to future generations. So this is going to continue to be a serious problem, and I hope legislators will summon the courage to make some difficult, if unpopular, decisions to bring this budget into balance.
Under your first some meetings, have you thought at all about changing residence after leaving office?
Well, I'm not sure I accept the thesis of your question, but no, I haven't.
Senate,
In fact, I reject the thesis of your question.